So on that note, we're gonna start with y'all. Probably gonna be around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning, like almost midday, and y'all on like the poop deck of the ship. You know, just that's so childish. Stop it.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Mother of pearl, fire on the poop deck.
We y'all on the top of the ship essentially, and what is everyone doing? Like, y'all have been on the journey for almost like close to 3 weeks. Um, it's been discussed by the captain, and the captain making it known to her crew that like there's like about a 2 or 3 day leg left of this journey. So what's every? I say you're on the first day of this last 3 days. What are you guys doing?
Crib would have
Can I tell you what I do after I get back? Because I'm like less than 2 minutes away from home.
No, you're fine. But everyone else, what's going on?
I think Crib would have been like training and also reading that book he got. Did he learn any more information, or was that the gist of it and he just finished the book?
Um, like you gathered before, you get the feeling as you read this book, this like your family was integral at a point in time in history in the world, but like you get the sense that other families had like a grander impact, and like there's no that like you get the sense that there's like your family doesn't have enough history like as a notable family to have like series of books written about them. This excerpt in this like general notable families type of thing was just for to highlight, the bigger things that family has accomplished, not necessarily their whole history. um, what you do get at the end of that section of your family's book though is well, actually, roll me a history check with advantage, because you've been reading this book for a while, and like I even say you probably at some point reread some portions of the book.
Oh, both of the roles were 18.
Okay, okay, that's decent. I'll give you this. Towards the end of your family section in that like basically encyclopedia of families, you do see like information relating to alle- uh, allegations. Now, the book talked about allegations about this family before, but one that's like it's like the ending section is basically detailing the end of its like the end of the family line or the suspected end or what caused it. Um, it's talking about trying to transfer a soul. Your family was working. Your family has been alleged to be working on transferring souls using like artificially made bodies, and like in the process of figuring out this new technology that they felt was going to benefit the world as a greater whole, for unknown reasons, it seemed like and the book is detailing this. It seemed like um, they all went insane one by one. That's what it feels like. And there was a you would know that it talks about like familial and like interpersonal like murders and like horrible shit like that. So like that's what the book is detailing about the end of the family. And then past that point, it goes on to a new section about a new family. So like your family's uh, few chapters. I say like five, 6, 7 chapters. Was just that.
Okay.
Okay, and then that's all you're doing this morning on the ship,
Yes.
right? Let's see, Zerynn, what you doing?
So I've read my book. I probably would want to have like a good understanding and mastery of it. I would also be, I would be spying. I'd be going around the ship trying to like eavesdrop and see what I can hear, what whispers might be happening around the ship.
What in particular? Do you have anything in particular?
I would want to know, is anyone making whispers about what the incident would happen with the queen?
Okay. Roll be a This feels like insight. This feels like insight. Roll it. Roll an insight check.
Okay.
While you do that, let's see.
All right. Sorry if I'm interrupting anything, but I just got back home, so like.
Hey, welcome.
You think you can give like a very, very brief like summary of what just happened? Sorry.
We just started. Quite honestly, your guys, we're starting where we left off. We're on the ship. I'm just basically going around and asking players what their character's doing. Right now, I'm having Zerynn roll something for me, so we're waiting on that.
I got a 19.
You got a 19. Okay, so what you hear is like you're essentially getting whispers of like it's more of a vibe. It's more of a vibe. It's like, oh, like yeah, like I understand we're gonna be like on our trip. Like you hear the other sailors and like some of the workers on the ship. That's like, oh, I understand that we're gonna be away for a while. Due to the nature of our jobs, but like it's kind of scary that our home is like they're essentially talking about how they feel threatened, not threatened. They feel scared about what's happening with the Queen situation. Um, well, all of the Queen situation. It's not just one that they're concerned about. It's just, of course, they're concerned about the big bad one they perceive as big bad, but they also recognize that that whole entire country is like up in an uproar because of this announcement and then the council's announcement. So you're hearing like them talking about like what they personally what they're going to do, should they move, if they need to get affairs together. Um, you're you're hearing like bits and pieces of like rumors about like just like general things that's like things that people talk about normally, but like they just don't have the information to verify. Like, oh, I heard the queen that's doing this is barren, and she's bitter. That's why she wants to be a sole ruler. You're hearing things like, um, I heard she's in debt, so she's trying to do this to pay off some debt. Like you're hearing like a bunch of like
Mm-hmm.
they're like you're not sure if they're true or not, but like they're rumors. You very much pick up the vibes that these are rumors. That's not verified.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
And what are you doing today? Is that just all you doing?
So that would be. What else would Zerynn be doing? Zerynn probably. Who else is on the boat other than just us?
There's a bunch of workers. The captain is on the same like she's on the poop deck. Funny word to say. She's kind of just walking around, making sure everything's all right. She's telling people, she's telling like to like people who are like inventory to like check on rations and things like that, because it's the last 3 days of your journey. So she's making sure that she's paying close attention to like rations and things of that nature with the inventory people.
Mm-hmm.
So you will find them talking to them. But
I probably would.
there's also just other workers around as well.
I probably would speak to the captain and Kriv at some point too.
Okay, we'll run that in just a little bit. Brock, what are you doing?
Probably sleeping one off.
Are you sleeping?
Well, he probably drank a whole bunch because he drinks a whole bunch, and probably coming down off some drugs because he does a whole lot of drugs. So he's probably sleeping one off. Yeah.
Mm. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. Chris, what are you doing?
Griff told you.
Not much.
Huh?
Other than reading the book. Other than reading a book and training.
Oh
he's not
no,
doing
that's right. I already did you. Who am I? Hanakui, what you doing?
All right. So what I'd like to do is I would like to go around the ship, and I would like to kind of try and befriend and acquaint myself with most of the crew. You know, kind of try and get to know everyone's names, just so kind of like I can kind of get into the loop of everything. I'd also like to ask more about rumors and stuff like that, and kind of just keep up the know-how. And finally, I'd like to know. I like to go up, and while I'm doing that, I like to go up to kind of like the scouting team uh, of the ship, and kind of like gather more information of like what should be expected ahead.
So, I don't think there's any role needed for the scouting team, but what they provide. Um, they essentially tell you that like essentially their goal is to like just be here to like help navigate, but also like assure safety, and then because there's like a few people who are not workers here. They're like people who just kind of like hitched a ride, and not like hitched a ride like they snuck in, but like more so they paid to be on the boat. Um, so their entire thing is to be open about you know their destination. Essentially, what they tell you is that the continent. They tell you in general information about the continent of Striperia. Striperia is like very successful, very successful. Um, there's a lot of parts of Striperia that's like so abundant in wealth. It's kind of mind-boggling. Like it's kind of nuts. Um, they talk about it like in a ways of like, man, if I didn't have to work, I'd spend my vacation like that type of thing. Um, they don't give much in the way of like telling you things about like crime or stuff like that. They do know that there's organized crime, but it's so like syndicated and under the radar that like you really have to be like you have to really stumble into it to like find like organized crime there.
I'd like to maybe like press on and find more information about this organized crime.
Okay, I'd say, but roll me a what can I have you? What can I have you roll
So would that be like investigation because I'm trying to investigate this, or would this be more like kind of persuasion because I'm trying to get people to kind of talk to me about it?
If it's persuasion, you can choose either one: investigation or persuasion.
Right, I'll pick persuasion then.
Is it echoing for anybody else?
Yeah, it is echoing. I would have to say for everyone, if you're not talking, try to mute so I can make sure that like the sound is good on the recordings. So yes, investigation or persuasion.
$22.
Okay. Which one's that for?
Persuasion.
So they're having a good chat with you. It's nothing like you're not like they don't feel weird about you right now. They're telling you what they know honestly, and they're essentially saying like things like in the lane of well, I wouldn't have much information about that, but I heard like it's kind of like my cousin, sister, brother type of situation. They're involved with this that third gang or organization, and that organization handles this that and the third. So you would pick up like this general knowledge about this
Can I get specific names, please?
specific names. They wouldn't have that. they would not have specific names because they're not native to that continent. Um,
But yeah, but like when you're saying like, oh, my cousin's like person's like involved with this, am I able to?
so you're asking about like their family, like that family members' names and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's like the family that's like the acquaintances that they know that are involved.
Got you. Like it's more in the vein of like my cousin Peggy. Is that like a medieval name? I don't know if it is. My my cousin Peggy and uh, my brother Joytis. He fucking I don't know, smuggles like illegal drugs. It's like very much like that.
All right, I guess Hanaki kind of like as he's listening, he kind of like takes out like a piece of paper, writes down their names.
Like those are two names that you could get. Those are possible things you could lead to search for. If that's something you're interested in, the crime center to get, that's information that you have ready for you. Now, in terms of like,
Such a cop.
it gives cop vibes. It does. But we don't. Well, we hate cops here. ACAB. But this is a player. Leave him be. What I will say, as the days go on, well, not as the days go on, as like the hours go on, and y'all chilling, and y'all doing whatever the fuck y'all want to do on the ship, I will need you know what, Brock, let's start with you.
For what exactly?
Let me pull something up real quick. Roll me a. You're asleep right now. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, shit. Oh. 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay. Interesting. You toss a turn a little bit. You're kind of like in a state where like you feel like you have to get up, but you just can't. It's not painful, but it's just kind of unpleasant to be in that state of just wrestling and tussling in the bed. I will say that like you are experiencing a dream, and as you become more and more aware of the dream that you're in, you start to notice like you're in a familiar place and familial place in the dream, and you're with your buddy. You kind of just walk into his chamber, and like your vision is like kind of like blurry on the edges, and you see him, which is not uncommon. Like if you talk to your buddy, like it just kind of feels like a weird fog.
You're referring to the one I made a deal with to become a hex. Okay, I was gonna say I just walked into Kriv's chamber. That's odd, but okay.
Oh
No. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
yes. You're there, and he acknowledges you, and like at first, like he's opened his mouth to speak, and it's kind of weird to make out what he's saying. But then, like your hearing and your vision kind of clears up a bit, and he's like, "Are you paying attention?"
Absolutely not. What's going on?
I need you to pay attention. This is important.
I will do my best, but I'm very sober, and that's a problem.
Well, that's not usual for you.
Oh, that's my fault.
He says that's unusual for you. What spurred that on? You're taking a break from the libations.
No, there's this really annoying guy on this ship that I'm on, and he keeps trying to make me sober and wants me to do weird shit like push-ups, and I'm just not having it. So,
No, mind you, I want to say, let's give a brief description about what Brock is seeing in front of him and what's talking in front of him. Brock, you see a very like grayed out it's like a glowing gray, which it's weird to imagine, but it's like the image that you're seeing is like its projection is so like see through, but also opaque at the same time, and like you discern no like discernible. You don't see any discernible features of anything human or anything like that. They're just kind of humanoid in stance. What you can see is like something spectral, like a spectral blade or something like that. It's like it's a weapon inside of that form, and it's talking to you. And this is the form that you're used to seeing when you talk to this person. Um, and they say, well, nevertheless, what we need to discuss is our return. And you notice anytime this comes up, they never give a good like answer to like what the fuck is our return, but they just say it and they expect you to understand. Um, they say things are coming down to the wire, and they say if we're able to get the things that we want accomplished, things will go back to the way things will go back to the way they used to be. And it seems like at first like it's that general tone of like our time is coming, but like now the tone has shifted to oh, it's like is the time really that close that like things are really going to change? Like that's the vibe you're getting. Like now it seems like he's talking more with like a sentiment behind it.
I'm confused because you keep telling me to pay attention, but then you keep saying literally nothing. What does that even? What does any of that mean? What does any of that mean? What do you mean our time? Who's our? Who's we? And also, what do you mean by it's going to go back to the way it used to be? What way was that? I don't know what you're talking about. And
The way
that's
how,
pretty normal for me, but this is especially vague.
he
Very vague.
you can't tell if an aberration's like breathes or signs or anything, but you get the impression that that's what they did just then. Um, they say they say I will try to explain it for the mortal mind because you do seem to be curious and you will be on the forefront of my return as well. So on some level, I do have to offer that to you in my dismay. Um, Essentially, what I mean is that we will return to our former glory, and we will go back to being connected. All of us being connected.
Who's all of us?
See, I'm trying to give like he's not frustrated, but like he's kind of like I'm trying to give you like some leeway here. I can't say everything because like there's rules preventing me from doing so. Like it's very much so like I could have it. He says there are forces that prevent me to saying in totality out of my mouth what's going to happen. But just understand that the world is going to change in a very big way.
Could you do it in charades? I'm pretty good at charades.
He's he's like, what is charades? What's that? Is
And
that
that's a good.
is that like a mortal thing you guys do? Like
I think it's like acting out words or something. Saw it once.
for me persuasion check.
Oh no. 19 total.
You the DC was 18. Hmm. You get thoughts and feelings out through gesture?
Yeah, okay, I'll give you an example. He's just going to pelvic thrust.
What does that mean? What in the gods does that mean?
That's a pretty abrasive way of saying that you want to mate.
I don't want to make with you. I don't think I can, actually. I don't have the form to.
Well, I'm not saying that I want to. It was an example of expressing an idea through body language.
So he nods a little bit and he thinks about what you told him and like your description of what a charade is. Uh, they think for a moment. They take like 2 steps to the side next to you, wave their hand, and you see like a giant swirl of just like misty gray magic, like smoky in nature, appear in front of you like a screen. And like it's showing like fading ins and outs of like pictures, times in history, various things like that this entity may or may not have seen before, or may not have foretold. Um, as you're looking at this, you have an opportunity to do a arcane arcana check.
All right, here we go. That's an 18 on the die.
You didn't quite meet the DC, but that's still pretty high. What you're getting from these images, and he's not saying much because, like in your description, no words need to be spoken about the message. So you're watching all of this, and like, granted, he's doing it wrong, but like he's showing you like some shit right now. He it what you're getting from this, and like these moving moments in time in history, these are not places you recognize of Brainora. These are not any like none of the landmarks, none of the events, none of the happenings that you're seeing right now is not of Brainora. You're seeing depictions of people worshiping gods that you have no clue who they are. Um,
Wait, is one of them the Diamond Lady?
yes,
Haha.
but
I blurt out, hey, they're worshiping like new gods or something, but they're not doing it here.
and that's exactly yeah. And you're also like there's more than just her that you're seeing. There's a bunch of guys. There's a multitude. Like out of character. You know how like Avatar they have like the Avatar state, and like you see how like each like you know that little sequence where they do where like showing all the avatars down the line of succession. That's essentially how you're getting like the faces images of the various gods that you don't recognize. Um, it's kind of wild. There's a bunch of them. You see, this one that lingers. There's an image that lingers for a bit towards the very end, and like there's 2 things you see before it. You see burning embers. Right after that, you see a large bridge that looks like it's suspended in space, in time. It's like if it feels like that bridge is like quite literally drawn across the cosmos. And then you see like a side by you see like 3 columns that shows like different terrain environments, and you see superimposed on top of that is like planets, like 1 planet for each column, but like 3 planets on like in totality, along with the 3 columns. and you see the they range from light to brightest to darkest. They range from brightest to darkest in terms of like how visually how visible they are to you right now as you watching it. And
Okay.
that's the end of that sequence. And he says, "Now do you understand?"
So, based on what I saw and what I did get, can I make another Arcana roll with advantage
Yes, you
to
can.
try
Yes, you can.
to try and complete the picture?
I'm going to.
I'm going to use one of my inspirations because that was a 7 and a 6.
So something else happens. Roll a d. Roll a d. Roll a d6. No, roll a
For
d4.
the
Roll a d4. Roll a d4.
That's a nat 20 right there. So,
Oh, roll the d4,
all right.
and then add up everything together.
Wait, he just got a critical.
So that's a 4. So that's a total of 24 with the nat 20.
Oh Jesus. So you get some divine help in this. On that 20, you know it's divine help that gave you that extra boost. Um, it's Embera.
Nice.
She you can't talk to her right now, but you feel the presence that she's offering you some insight with her like visions and stuff like that.
I
Um,
feel her hand on my face.
you don't see it, you feel it. You feel the presence of a hand on your face. Uh, and Ember is giving you some divine help in this.
Guidance.
You you see it's not what you see, it's understanding the magical nature of all of this. And based on what you saw, you basically Ember is helping you like put together what these things mean and how they work magically. And the statements that you're getting are like the understanding that you're getting is ringing to like you're coming to the conclusion of like lost worlds. You're coming to the conclusion of either destroyed or locked away. You're coming to the conclusions of broken connections. For definite, you're getting something about the cosmic veil. Something is being absconded with the cosmic veil. Not absconded. It's for definite. You know that the cosmic veil and like how things are like how realms are like shield off and stuff like that. They're essentially it feels like someone did a switcheroo or someone did like a type of thing where like they masked or disguised the cosmic veil to look like it's just as normal as it's always been. But in this feeling that you get from Ember, plus what you've witnessed, and plus you're at 20, you know that like I guess what you get with that nat 20 and that 24, you essentially get oh shit. What happens is that you feel a sick feeling. You're just like, are we the imposter world? And that's
Like
what you
we're
get. And that's what
like
you, and that's what,
like we're living in a simulation.
We are the metaverse.
every part of this doesn't feel it, you think that, and you get confirmation from Embera that like not like audibly or anything, but you just get a feeling like no, it's not a simulation. It just feels like we're part of something, but we're being used as a front for something that happened.
To cover something up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll give you this as well. You know for definite that it has to do with like you don't know for sure, but based on what you see, you feel like, oh, this probably has to do with more than just us too. Like us in a planetary sense or a realm sense.
Okay.
And he looks to you and he like does one of these and that smell dissipates and he looks to you and say, so I'm going to message you in just a second, but like he looks to you and says, there is a great deal that I benefit from returning. I lost a lot of my power due to due to something, a cosmic shift, and I think it has something to do with the council. And he like he corrects himself. No, not particularly the council. I feel they're harmless. They definitely could not stand up against my power, even though they do seem to be formidable. I think whoever controls them has described the way I used to live. And things haven't been the same since they stepped in.
So
I don't know who they are, but I hope to find out. If
so
oh, go ahead.
do you think the council is responsible for this world being a cover up for some cosmic shenanigans?
Again, like due to like how the nature of like his to his physiology, and then just like the powers that be, he can't say. He doesn't answer you. However, you get like you get the feeling that like yeah, that's probably the case.
Hmm.
He he says, I I first toyed with the idea of rebuilding everything I once had, and bringing, and this is gonna be the first time everyone else hears this, but like the audience, but like for your character, you've heard him say the name of the place that he resides every time you speak to him. It comes up like it comes up occasionally. Like
Right.
I wanted to bring, like I toyed with the idea of bringing the Shadowfell back to its former glory here and start over, but like this is not the way to do it. I'm not. I don't feel connected here, and he specifically says that.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Are we gonna see the queen?
Okay.
And then
So
you snap back to your bed and you wake up and you're kind of sweating. The
why does it feel like I learned something?
oh god,
Weird. That hurts. Ow.
but yeah, that's the information you get. We're gonna turn over to Kriv and Zeryn and the captain.
All right.
And Zeryn, you make your way over there to speak with the captain, and they see you, they greet you. Um, her hair is slightly tousled for a reason. Um,
Oh,
Yeah, she's still not quite. She's still kind of still not walking quite right after that. Yeah.
you see that they look. You see them get happier with days passing. So they've been very cheerful and helpful, and not the way you first saw them when you first entered the boat. They're pleasant. It's like, oh, Zerynn, how are you doing today? How did you sleep?
I slept well. Although I've been hearing complaints that others have not been as much on the ship. Don't know why that could be.
One more time.
I said I slept rather well. I've heard that others haven't been, and I'm not quite sure why that might be, but
Oh, I hate you. I Well, I haven't been getting much sleep lately, but oddly, I don't feel tired. I've been having things occupy my time, which is nice. I think maybe some type of illness is going around. Who knows? Like, I guess my crew has been feeling a bit down and exhausted. Maybe it's stress.
possible. So, what do you know about the expedition that we're going on?
Well, for the most part, we're at your service in your hand. Anything you need us for, we'll be there for. Um, you essentially own us for right now. Um, that being said, we still do take other jobs, and we're taking a few people who just wanted to travel. We have a few things of cargo that we have to offload on downtime. Um, it's just general things like that. We're kind of like a multi-purpose deal here. Um, in terms of like us aiding in whatever thing she specifies, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. Um, we know that you're doing something special for the queen. Um, God knows what that could be, but in terms of that, we cannot like. We're told that we're not supposed to aid, like adventurers in that sense. Um, however, the queen has specified that like if need be, if you need an extra body or an extra person to be along with your travels, I can upload one of my scouts to you. But I'm not willing to.
Okay.
I'm not willing to have any more of my people potentially risk their life. That being said, any other ways we can be helpful, we're on your coin. We're essentially on your coinage. So you have us for the time being. And
Much appreciated.
like, Criv, I'm assuming you're nearby.
Mhm.
Um, and like as you walked up to her, like I said before, she's talking to inventory people, making sure rations are correct, making sure we have enough water and things like that's drinkable. Um, just making sure that everyone has the provisions they need for the last 3 days. Because while it hasn't been a stress for her, because of the lack of sleep for the crew has kind of been sort of like indulging in certain things to ease their their restlessness. So provisions have been going a little bit at a pace that she doesn't like, but she's been taking a good job of managing it. So that's not like much of a worry that she wears on her face, but more of a okay, I'm on top of this type of thing that's going on. So she's talking to you, then talking to them, and then directing them to like go take care of that, go half count before the day's end. Um, but yeah, that's the answer you get, Zerynn. And
Okay.
in terms of I know you wanted to ask Chris something. Unless that was just like mostly for the captain.
Yeah, I just wanted to catch up with Criv a little bit. Have you noticed anything interesting on board? I know your observation skills are above average.
No, I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary.
Good.
And Crib was gonna like give you like a good look up and down after our part of the last conversation. He said, how things progress with that book.
Rather strikingly, I don't appear to. I think that I don't know how useful this book will be in helping my sister, but I do think it will be a useful tool to have as
As you
well.
say that, as you say that, roll me a wisdom saving throw
Oh
with
no!
disadvantage.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wait, what kind of saving throw should I make?
Okay.
What was that? I'm sorry.
So
Oh, what kind of saving throw does she have to make?
One more time.
Oh, I'm asking what kind of
a
saving throw
wisdom.
does she have to make? Oh, wisdom. Okay, yeah.
Your wisdom, yes.
Oh, and you're like a sorcerer, right? Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Whew! I have an 18. Wait, no. Hold on. Oh shit! No.
Oh, you
It's a
have a 5. Oh no.
What did you get? What did you get?
5.
5.
You have the unsatiable urge in this moment to try out a spell as a demonstration to Griv on this ship right now.
Oh. What kind of spell? One of the usual spells I can cast, or one from the book?
One from the book. You have
Oh.
you have an unsatiable urge to show your power to Griv and how, because you said you think this will.
Shit.
You said you think this will help you find your sister, and you have good feelings about it. You want to show off how good you feel about
Oh
it.
shit.
Hanagi
Oh.
feels a disturbance in the air.
Fuck. Okay, let me read up. I need to read up on this spell because there's one spell that specifically I received through the book. Need to figure out what the Finger of Death does. Shit.
Oh my.
I mean, hey, if somebody wanted to, change their race into an undead, I guess now's the perfect time.
You send a negative energy coursing through a creature that you can see within range, causing a searing pain. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. It takes 78 plus 30 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A humanoid killed by this spell raises at the start of your next turn as a zombie that is permanently under your command, following your verbal orders to the best of its ability.
Finger of Death.
Shit.
That's what seven.
Finger of Death is a strong fucking spell.
Is
Well,
a
it's-
save or die spell.
It should be. It's 7th level.
Is there something I can? Are there birds on the ship?
Are there like birds?
Yeah, like seabirds, like a
Seagulls.
pigeon, like seagulls. Thank you. Yes. Seagulls.
Pigeons.
Let's
I have
let's do this. Let's do this. Because I'm funny acting. Let's say a 1d4. We're gonna say once humanoid. We're gonna say once the ship. We're going to say one is the open water, and we're going to say what is the bird.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my god. Okay, and I have a question. Like, if it's a humanoid, how many people are like on deck with Ellie right now?
Oh, it's midday. The whole crew's out. It's getting.
Oh no.
See, Carl's being very nice because one of those numbers could have been Cribs since standing right in front of her.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, roll the 2.
What did I say?
You said one was humanoid, one was the ship, one was open water, and one was the bird.
Two is the ship. So you do something to the ship.
So I cast the spell on the ship. I guess it doesn't do anything then, right? It's just a ship.
I mean, I guess it kind of just like rots the wood like quite a bit.
It still does necrotic damage.
Yeah, so like the wood kind of rots, and I guess like a bit of water floods up.
What is the
Oh
into
no!
the ship.
Well,
and you do this
okay, one.
Hold on. It says coursing through a creature you can see within range. So it has to be a creature.
It has to be a creature, so it has to be either a seagull or a human, because those are the only two creatures on this boat.
And the
Oh.
range is 60
Also,
feet.
maybe there's some animals in the water too.
Well, you have to be able to see them.
Well, here's
Like,
the thing:
could be
Are
like
you,
a dolphin or something.
is she on the edge of the boat, or is she in the middle of the deck?
She's in the middle of the deck with Criv, and
So no fish. Oh,
I feel like I wouldn't just cast a deadly spell like nowhere. I feel like I would target
you
something.
did fail the saving throw.
It's up
Yeah,
to DM
Fair,
discretion.
Here's what I-
that is true.
here's what
The book is basically taking this moment next to it,
exactly.
because
I promise you.
one of the things
I
one of the
promise you. If you attack me, Criv is gonna kill you in your sleep.
Yes!
So
You're not
here's
gonna wake up.
so what would be kind of funny is that she would roll like it'd be kind of funny if she rolled a d10 and then you rolled a d10 and then she rolls an even number and you roll an odd number. It's like a bird, but if she rolls an even number and you roll an even number, if she rolls an odd number and you roll an odd number,
Well-
it's a human.
Oh wait, so this is the thing. I technically you didn't specify what kind of spell it has to be that I'm casting. There's a
I didn't
one of the
specify,
things
no. I didn't specify.
one of the things of the book.
Okay.
One of the things of the book was that there were that basically I could get a 7th level spell for free
Mhm.
with the book. And I just picked Finger of Death, so I technically don't have to cast that one. I could cast like Dimension Door or something. But that wasn't from the book. That's just like my level up. I guess I'm just trying to figure out like
that was okay. If it's related to your level up, then it would just be a spell from your book, or
I don't.
if it says a spell of 7th level, you would have to cast a 7th level spell.
Mm-hmm. Let me pull it up real quick.
So
Let
that
me
could be
send you-
anything from
Let me send you I'll send you the effects of the book again, right?
It could be anything from plane shift to Finger of Death to Force Cage. Hell, you could cast Simulacrum on somebody.
What's
Oh,
Simulacrum?
Oh, that one's hilarious. That one is.
Yeah.
I will read that one.
I'm resending you the effects.
It's funny as hell. Simulacrum. You shape an illusionary duplicate of one beast or humanoid that is within range for an entire for the entire casting time of the spell. The duplicate is a creature, partially real and formed from ice or snow, and can take actions and otherwise be affected as a normal creature. It appears to be the same as the original, but has half the creature's maximum hit points, and is formed without any equipment. Otherwise, the illusion uses all of the statistics of the creature it duplicates, except that it is a construct. Simulacrum is friendly to you and creatures you designate. It obeys your spoken commands, moving and acting in accordance with your wishes, and acting on your turn in combat. The Simulacrum lacks the ability to learn or become more powerful, so it never increases in level or other abilities, nor can it regain expended spell slots. If a Simulacrum is damaged, you can repair it in an alchemical laboratory using rare herbs and minerals worth 100 gold pieces per point it regains. The Simulacrum lasts until it drops to 0 hit points, at which time it reverts to snow and melts instantly. If you cast a spell, any duplicate you created with this spell is instantly destroyed. So basically,
That's awesome.
you can literally create a construct version of anybody you can see, and they are now yours to command. That construct is now yours to command. You have all their abilities, spells, all that shit that they have access to, they can use. They just can't regain hit points on their own, and they can't regain spell slot.
So this is what I'm going to do. This is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm gonna say this because this is pertinent. Zerynn. Well, no, Criv would see this. Criv and the captain, as you're talking to them, before this happened, a little bit before this happens, you'll see that Zerynn has a forked tongue now. A forked tongue. They look fiendish right now. They look they look weirdly off-putting. Like something. They look demonic to you.
That was the devil.
So and that's permanent. That Zerynn, that's permanent.
So we not doing the eyes anymore. The tongue is what we did.
I think you get a couple things, don't you?
I mean, like,
Well, originally we had said that my eyes went like dark black and they went all glossy looking.
Oh, it's specifically. Oh, okay. Hold on. It says or. It doesn't say and. Yes. So we're doing the black eyes.
So we're doing the black eyes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm fine with black eyes and a forked tongue if that's what you want to do. That's cool. It's your okay.
Wouldn't they have to roll a perception check? It's like notice it.
No, because it's.
Crip is right in front of them.
Oh, okay.
There's like a few people right in front of them. So this is what I'm going to do. Yes, you have that description now. Crip, that's what you see. We can talk about how you feel about that in just a moment. Basically, what I'm going to have you do, Zerynn, is that wisdom save is still a fail. I will say, I will word it this way. That way, it could be more narrative on how you want to do it and what spells you want to cast. That would be more of a decision you make. Based on what I've read about the book, this is a call to do something evil. But in the way, it's like in the way of trying to show off as you're talking to Griff, because like you're feeling sure in this moment that like you can control this book.
Mm-hmm. So, like a cockiness.
Yes,
Shit.
It's a level of cockiness that you have while you're speaking to Griff that you want to show off this book and its potential. So you can do something evil. You want to do an evil deed. It can either be with your own spells or something within the book, but you're compelled to do it.
Okay. So there was a person on the deck, like a rich person. You said because there's other people on the ship other than just us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was being mean to his servant. So I'm gonna cast Finger of Death on him.
Okay. What is the effect of that again? One more time, because I kind of.
It's a Constitution save for half damage, but it does 7d8 plus 30 in necrotic
damage. Give me 1 second.
And if they die, they come back on her next turn as a zombie permanently under her control.
I mean, like, wouldn't she basically just be committing a murder in public?
Yes. Yeah. Book of vile darkness, not mildly irritating dimness.
Oh, babe. Oh, okay. Oh, that's. Oh.
Your average person has maybe a 10, so they don't have a plus or a negative to a modifier. It's just a straight save or die.
I am not present.
Let be. Oh, Jesus.
This Finger of Death.
Did we get a natural 20?
Unless you roll really bad, that guy is dead. He's dead.
Oh wait, do I need to roll?
No, I'm rolling that.
Okay.
Let me make sure I did that correctly.
Is it a saving throw? Oh, it is a saving throw. Yeah, okay, never mind.
I'm gonna laugh if you targeted like a level 20 barbarian, like a totem warrior barbarian.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you did what now? Raid.
They got a 4. Tell me how you dispatch. You utterly quite literally vaporize this person.
So I caught the spell Hashakana, and from my fingertip, like black, purple, smoky wisps come out, and it just reaches out and it like strokes their cheek and like sticks a finger in, and just their soul just rips from their body.
Congratulations, you have a zombie friend now.
Yeah, that motherfucker is dead. Like the moment you
cue the people screaming in the boat, running away in terror.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that in just a second. The moment that you do that, that body just desiccates. It's like just shrivels. Like skin is just hydration's gone. Whites of the eyes are just like. I need to know. I need you to know this person was a noble. Do you want to know you want to know the hit points of a noble?
It's like 15 or 16.
9 max.
Oh no.
You killed it with the bonus damage by like 3 times.
Oh no.
No, I
Maybe
just
even
killed a
4
noble.
times.
Wonderful, yay.
So
You didn't just kill a noble. You killed it, and now it's your zombie friend.
it looks
Because when it
How
when
long
it
does
dies,
it last for?
permanent
permanent.
until it dies.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
let's. You know what?
Did anybody
That's your pet now.
I could do that to everyone on the ship. And we could have like a whole zombie crew.
Oh my god.
see that?
Yo, this
Let me
cast a spell.
I really should. How can I do this?
And then I say to Kriv, like that.
Yeah.
Could be very useful later on.
The way you described him shriveling up, I was just thinking about like from SpongeBob, like a chocolate, like that person. Sweet
I rolled with advantage. I rolled with advantage because, goddamn it, that's advantage for me. They both of them were 17. A bulk of people saw that on the ship, if not all.
Everybody
Maybe
in
a-
the ship saw that?
Possibly.
Well,
Did they say her? Did people see her cast a spell?
the
Oh,
captain
I could have used subtle spell for it. I technically could use subtle spell if I wanted to.
But you didn't because you already
I
casted
didn't.
it.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't.
the captain literally was standing in front of you when you decided to point at somebody.
Well,
And
you just decided to offer noble just
But like,
because.
shit, I should have.
Here's the thing, though. Like, it's not Zeryn's fault. I'm causing drama because they feel the whiskey.
no.
It's my fault because I could have cast
Zeryn's
major
fault.
image before I did it and made my.
It's Zeryn's fault. You know why it's Zeryn's fault? Because Zeryn's not a rogue, but Zeryn's trying really hard to be one and wanted to fucking steal some shit. This is Zeryn's fault.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is that like everyone is just like, you know what narratively for me, because this is how I'm thinking about it, this is not like a save for you or anything like that, but essentially I want to put it this way because this just feels good to me, so this is just my ruling on it and then we move on. I feel that Hanakwi, Kriv, and Brock saw exactly what the fuck happened. I feel like everyone else saw you wave your hand, and then the person just dropped dead and then just get back up. So they didn't see the effect, but they saw you do some. They saw you move your hand, and then all of a sudden this person's down.
Okay, I 100% know that this is an undead, right?
Yeah, you would sense them immediately.
All right. I wanna. Okay, I look at Kriv and I look at Brock's face like of horror as this happens, and then I look at the zombie and Hanaku just thinks back like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, he cracks his knuckles, he goes up to the zombie and he just picks him up and throws him off the ship. I'm sorry, like, you know, that's literally one of the biggest things. And oh my god, they hate undead.
So here's the thing that I wasn't finished with, but like, it's fine. I was going to say the general consensus is that like people were confused because they didn't necessarily see the effect of what happened. They just saw like one of their comrades essentially just drop.
Oh, okay.
But now that you threw them off of the
Whoa, first I announced like that this is an undead and that it's a dangerous creature on this ship and that it could possibly spread.
But they didn't see that. What they saw is one of the people.
She said it's shriveled up. He's shriveled up like a raisin.
Right. What Carl just said was that we saw the effects. What the rest of the ship saw was a dude just dropped and get back up, and then you just walked over, cracking your knuckles, and yeeted him off the ship.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right.
You know what?
Can I-
You know
can I-
what?
can I-
Because the-
So what happens
because
what happens is that you do that. You do that. You gave me something and I'm rolling with it. You threw him off the ship. How are you going to explain to these people that you just threw a person off the ship if they confused about what just happened? They just literally failed to.
I explained. That wasn't undead. Somebody had casted a spell, but I'm not gonna call out Zerynn though, even though I knew it was her.
So you're going to say someone cast a spell on the ship?
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that that it was an undead.
You,
I have okay.
can undead
Okay,
swim?
you know what? I have a question. Okay, I have a question then. How far are we above water?
it's y'all on the like last few days of y'all trip. Y'all like. Oh, are you saying on the ship wise? Like you relative?
Yeah,
How tall? What's the distance between the bottom of like the sea and like the deck?
It's a big ship. Pull that up.
Is it like a lower or upper deck?
Y'all on the upper deck. Well, yeah. Y'all on the poop deck. So like some distance.
So would it be like maybe like 15, 16 feet in the air?
What does that look like? I mentally cannot visualize that, but I'm gonna say sure.
All right, then I'm gonna take. Okay, then I'm gonna be like I take out my mace and then I click the button on it to extend the chain, and I kind of try and fish him out of the water.
Well, hold on now. You have to address the people on the boat first.
Yeah, I do. I do that as I do that.
But I need you to understand what you're telling them. You're telling them.
Okay. I tell them this. I tell them this. I tell them this. I put my arms up and I tell them, don't worry. My name is Hanakwi. I'm a paladin. As I kind of show my my holy order symbol, and I say, don't worry. I just dispatched of an undead entity on this ship. I do not know how, but somebody had cast a spell. As you guys saw, this individual fell and rose up, and I had seen that it was an undead, so I threw him off the ship. And then as I kind of like go out, I take my flail and I reel it down, and then I grab him by the leg and pull him back up to show everybody, like his milky white eyes and all that.
Okay. Give me.
I want my undead back.
No, you're not gonna get back.
Oh, I know what to do. Hold on. I'm gonna cast minor imp. Hold on, do I have minor or major image?
Well, let Carl explain.
Oh, sorry, go
what
ahead.
he has to do.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna make a couple checks real quick.
This is wild. This is.
Well, my man saw an undead and acted accordingly.
So Hanakwi, one of the scouts pins you down.
We can't.
They're trying to pin you down.
Well, they're trying because I'm a big guy in like a suit of armor.
Give me like a grapple check or something.
Well, I mean, wait, should I make a persuasion check first?
You can.
Has he pulled the thing out of the water yet?
Not yet. We're not even there
Okay.
yet. There's so much nuance we have to handle here first. So yes, roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage, because like, goddamn it, it's versus what they say and what you say.
That is a 16. Keep in mind, you got to think about it. He fell, like he shriveled up and he fell. He shriveled up like a raisin. People were next to him. They saw, like, they were literally like inches away from him because there was somebody serving him.
Yeah, he literally just got mummified. It looked like a mummy.
He got mummified in front of like, in literally in front of tens of hundreds of people, possibly.
Well, that's I'm gonna subtle spell cast a major image on him so that he appears to have his like normal features, that he looks normal to people. So when he pull him out the water, he looks normal.
Okay, then I keep him there for a while.
Major image lasts for a bit, doesn't it? Hold on. How long does it?
So
But you wouldn't know that it's been cast either.
So here's the
You
thing.
would.
Here's the thing. I give me like 2 minutes so I can sort
Mhm.
this out.
Lasts for 10 minutes, by the way.
Here's the thing. While it's true that they just watched this man get the life sucked out of him, like it would just look like this man croaked. And the man was already up. I will say this personally: the way I picture this man, he was like middle aged, close to like elder status, middle aged to elder status. This is a very wealthy noble man, kind of fat and jolly. This man did kind of shrivel up like a shrimp. He did, very much so. However, if no one else is seeing the effect and they just see a man who already looks older fall, I would think common sense would be like, oh, what happened? Did he lose his balance? Like, is he sick?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right?
That was
Because you say he's a pale man. When somebody loses all the moisture in their skin, they literally turn gray, and nobody's gonna notice his cheeks hollowing out. And you said he was pretty plump, so no one's gonna notice his stomach shriveling in as well, and kind of like him becoming a mummy, and then suddenly just rising back up, just looking at people, groaning like.
But it happened. You have to remember timing. It happened within like just like a second. So like he dropped and got back up. He only had 9 hit points.
But at the same time, to piggyback off of that, this is necrotic damage, and necrotic damage is like a supernatural rot.
That is true.
It literally rot. You
That
literally
is true.
look like it rots you. Your skin goes from like if I just got hit with that, my skin would go from brown to black gray like that.
You're absolutely
It
right.
rots you away.
You're absolutely right. That is a factor of necrotic that I
And he only had 9 health, and that did, let's say, an average of 50 necrotic damage.
Oh yeah, his flesh is sloughing off. His flesh is
Yeah,
That's
like
a good point.
like yeah, like he's literally a skeleton at this point.
That's a good point.
So for my action is to start taking bets on how many scouts it's going to take to stop Hinakwi. I'm just gonna start taking odds and whatnot. That's what I'm doing.
But now that the necrotic thing has like been fresh in my mind, and like I agree with it, you don't do that with this disadvantage. I feel like people seeing skin falling off a person after they just failed and then get back up is concerning. And large chunks of skin is falling off.
So could I do this with advantage? Because literally everybody saw it.
You do.
Yeah.
So do I re-roll it or do I use the old rolls but reversed?
Like now it's been put in perspective that like necrotic is supernatural, like rotting of like flesh. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so do I keep my old rolls and just reverse it, or do I just make a new check with advantage?
Do one with advantage.
Okay, 16.
I say the DC is even on this. I say it beats it. Hits it, beats it.
Okay.
They. Do you? I still have to clarify. Do you specifically mean that someone cast? Do you say that someone specifically cast a spell on the ship?
Well, here's the thing. Do I know that she cast the spell? That's the biggest question. Do I know that she cast the spell?
Yes.
Okay.
You know that I would say.
I say okay. I say this.
Because she didn't subtle spell that.
I say that there are necrotic forces at work, and this man had been turned into an undead. As you all saw him shrivel up, and the skin literally melt off his face.
Okay.
It is my job to protect and serve against the forces of undead.
And then I know, Alyssa, you were going to do something. So we're going to say that's like one action. Alyssa, you're going to do something. What is that thing?
So I'm gonna cast Major Image Subtle Spell on because he said he was gonna pull him out of the water, right? Is that still happening, or did that get derailed?
Well, I have to make a check first to do that.
Okay. So are you pulling him out of the water?
Well, I mean, if I say at this point, I'm not going to pull him out of the water. That's basically metagaming. So like, I'll just
right.
I'll stick with it.
Right. Like I don't think that's
okay. So I can cast 2 subtle spells, right? between a rest?
So because subtle spell is a meta magic, it costs sorcery points. You currently have 7 sorcery points. You can use a sorcery point to use subtle spell with sorcery points, as long as you have sorcery points to use it with.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you have 7.
So.
You have 7 unless you want to burn spell slots to get sorcery points back.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing it that way, or you have a long rest. So you can do it multiple times. You can do it more than twice.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast a subtle levitation spell on the zombie dude, and also cast a subtle major image on him. So I'm gonna basically pull him up out of the water with levitation, and then also make him look like his normal self.
Okay, what is
Okay.
the effects of what is this description of levitation? Because I need to know how this works.
Let me double check something right quick.
You know, it's just like a dude just like now just floating in the air.
So you can't have major image and levitate active at the same time because they
Concentration.
They both require concentration.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
That is true. That is true. So
then no levitation. I'm just gonna. Can we get him pulled out? I would say, can we please rescue the man out of the water?
You would have to.
And
well, you see, I got a 13. Does that pass?
Can I roll a persuasion check then?
Wait, there's so many things happening at once.
Or deception.
I need to give me a second. What needs to happen is that like we've already established that he's convinced the people that shit, this man was like literally necrotic, like there's something like evil going on here. So the people are on the side of Hanakri right as of this moment. They see him as perceiving a threat and preventing it.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Quick question. How? Oh, my bad. Sorry.
When it comes to what Zerynn has to do, you would have to do a persuasion, which I think you're good at. You would have to do a persuasion to convince these people. No, that man was actually fine. And
wouldn't that be a deception?
It's deception.
Deception. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No, that man is actually fine, and you could do the major image that way.
Fucking
got a nat 20.
Actual fucking 20.
Okay. So
I was like, the gentleman was not necrotic. He was not dead. I don't know what this man is talking about. And then I said, can we please retrieve him from the water? And as they're like going to retrieve him, I cast major image on him so that by the time they like get him out of the water, that he would already look normal.
Well, here's the thing. We have to determine how they're going to get him out.
Hold on. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
What there's a majority of workers that are like something. It's split. I don't want to say all of them are convinced. They're split. You gave like half the vote. That's like, no, I think that man was still alive and they're on your side and working to get him out the water. The other half is on Hanakri's side. It's like, no, that man was. I saw skin fall off of him.
Yeah. Yo, are we gonna start a civil war of this shit?
So that's how I'm handling that. So there's people that are going to be working to get him out the water as y'all talking. So that's what's happening.
Hashtag free zombie.
So that's what's happening. I'm going to walk up to Kriv and I'm be like, hey, Kriv, 5 gold says they beat Hanakwi to death.
Oh. Y'all taking bets? Matter of fact, the NPC comes up to you. That was on Zerynn's side. Be like, y'all taking bets?
Yeah, we're taking bets.
Say,
10 gold.
Say, Brock said.
Brock walks up to you and says, so 5 gold says Hanakwi gets beat to death by the crew for throwing a live guy overboard.
Is like he's not gonna respond, and as if you look down at him for him not responding, he is like, because he's black, he is like, you can see like his eyes are wide and he is furious right now, and you see like his hands are tight. He's by his side clenched, and one hand is going behind his back to grab something, and he's like just holding it and he's shaking. He's so mad.
Is it my breath? Hey, What you mad at? What's going on?
I think that Zerynn is still. I think Zeryn's still within your proximity. I don't think they've moved at all since all of these things have happened. I think Zerynn, I want you to notice this because you're standing right there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I'd be watching.
roll a insight check.
Do we have those headset things on that we can communicate in our minds with each other yet? Because we asked for those. Would we be wearing them now?
You have message stones.
Okay.
It's not the same as like. You have.
That's something I'm talking about. We asked for like a thing where we could communicate with each other mentally along like long distances. Remember when we sent out our list of like supplies that they needed to provide for us for the ship?
Yeah, it's in the OOC chat, I believe.
Is it? Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a vestige stone?
Oh no, that's in the IC chat. We got spies.
Yeah,
Spies murmur is what.
Oh, absolutely! I'm glad that's there. So yes, that would be the case. You would have that.
Okay, so I'm just like, oh shit! I gotta.
But I want you to.
And what throw was this? This is an insight.
Yes, insight roll.
It's an 8.
You do not see Chris' reaction to any of this. You think you've assured him that you can control this book. You're very confident that you assured him that you can control this book. So like your tone with him has not changed. You're talking very matter of factly about yourself and the book.
Hey, buddy, are you gonna be okay? What's going on?
He is silent.
Oh, okay. Taking bets. 5 gold.
Oh god.
Who's gonna get into a fist fight with Hinakwi? 5 gold.
People are doing best with you. It's not a lot of gold because like these people don't make like a sufficient amount of gold to be like they could put like hundreds of like.
Oh, that's fine.
But you're there's like tenths of gold like coming in.
Nice.
So yeah. So by the time that the workers figure out a way, like they throw a rope down, it is a zombie. So like Zerynn, you would have to like command the zombie to like grab onto the rope on some level because it's a zombie.
I think that would be pretty easy. I'd be like, grab on. Like I'm like almost like I'm like encouraging him.
Okay, so you take a step away from Criv to
It helps.
Okay. So yes, that it has to listen to everything you say. You have a motherfucking pet now, essentially. So they grab onto the rope and start climbing, but it's like not like how a normal human climbs. It's just like it's just weird. Like you see it. Look, it's a lot. But like when they get there, you did your major image that last 10 minutes, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the place of the major image when it gets there, or do you cast it just when it gets there?
I cast it on him I casted it on him before like they looked over the edge, so that when they saw him, he would look normal, and then
Okay, so
only
you would see it that as he's coming up that he's like fucking slothing. So yes, you see the person. He looks visually to everyone else normal. But for Brock, Kriv, and Hanakwi, you know what this person looked like before. But as you're seeing them right now, they looked fine. They look fine right now. But like you notice, and then Kriv, you was right next to Zerynn. You know everything that happened. So
Okay, so is he on the ship now?
he is on the ship.
Well, and people are touching him, correct? Seeing that he's okay and all that, kind of like tapping him on the face. Hey, wake up.
Feel that.
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. That actually is a fair question.
I probably would, being that I know how the spell works, and that like if they touch him, they would figure it out. I would probably maneuver myself in a way where I'm like come on up, because I was helping him up too. I'm just like, give him some room to breathe, and kind of like keep people back away from him if I can. I can roll if I need to like do that.
I'm gonna go off the strength of that 20 and say that they do give you room. But there is still that other half that's just like, what is she doing? That did she not see that man? Like, so there's people that wants to intervene, but they also recognize that like, I need. Oh, this is difficult because I could make the case that Hanakwi can say. I think it's fair for Hanakwi to intervene in this if he's like 100% sure about what happened. So like either like Hanakwi says something because in perspective you didn't give away who cast the spell, you just know someone did.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could say, well, I'll do this. I'll decide. I'll roll. What the other people? I got a nat 20. That's bad. That's bad for y'all. So what happens is that like that other half that's one Hanakwi side about like what the fuck they just saw. They're confused, but they're very adamant. Like that man is sick. So like there's a couple of them that are coming up to try to touch him to see if it's really the case that this man is sick or not, or if there's some trickery going on. So
as they try and poke him, their fingers just go through his rotting flesh.
One more time, hon.
As they touch him, like their hands just kind of go through his rotting flesh.
I don't think they're like right there to where Zerynn's at yet. Like y'all in the middle of the shit. They're kind of like on edges. They were on edges, like doing like their various tasks and handling certain like bells and whistles of the ship. I don't know how ships work. But they start approaching. So Zerynn, you have some time. You do have people on your side that's like very adamant about giving him some room to breathe and stuff as well. And Criff, I don't know what you're doing. You're pissed.
Can I try to make an intimidation? Can I like intimidate them in a subtle way? Like, can I intimidate them in a way where it's like not going to tip them off, but would like make them not approach closer?
That's going to make you look bad.
You would have to roleplay that out. I can't give you specifics on how to do that. Your wording has to be vital in that type of situation.
Shit.
So you can attempt to try. There is a role for you to try that and it be successful. You would just have to find the right wording.
So what are they saying as they're getting closer?
They're saying that no, I'm pretty sure that man was ill and now he's fine. I saw skin fall off him.
Fine. He just needs space. Everyone back up. I will take him to my cabin and personally make sure that he is able to recover.
That feels more persuasive. But if you're going to do it as an intimidation, I will allow it.
Okay.
That would be more. Wait, that would be more kind of like deception though than persuasion.
But I already had a deception check.
Yeah, she already did have a deception check, and she critted on that.
Well, I mean, she tends to make another deception check. Like, you have to re-roll it just to kind of, like, see how that goes.
I mean, I'm understanding of that, but, like, I'm also, like...
Okay.
That was a nat 20.
Would it be alright if I make an Arcana check?
Okay, got an 18.
A 19?
18.
18. What was this for again? What did you say you wanted to roll?
I wanted to do an intimidation check, but this is a deception check.
Okay. Yes, it goes through. It very much so does. They stop and they look to Hanakwi. They stopped approaching them. So you can take this time to like escort him down to like your cabin, or like I mean not your cabin, your like your room. In fact,
Yep, that's what I'm used to that way. The spell can wear off. I don't have a zombie walking around.
right. So I feel like you're in the way it's set up, because I do have it on the thingy. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, you're right here by the fucking thing. So like, it doesn't take you but just a moment to like get down the stairs. Like you're right.
And as I'm escorting him, I sneak a like smug look at Honakui and just kind of like,
Well, you see, I didn't say what I was going to do during that time.
oh, okay.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I know how this like the spell that she casts know how it works?
It's yeah. Well, you don't know that she cast it. However, you wouldn't suspect that she casted it because you wouldn't know it was subtle spell. However, I do think that you can figure out what that effect is because you know a thing was in one state before and now it's not. So yes, you can.
Here's the thing: it's a given. It's a given that it's some form of illusion because he knows what he saw.
Like it's going to be that, but it's also you could do this while she's leaving to go downstairs. So she.
You know what I do? I scream out. All right then, if you're so adamant, why don't we all just check in on him? Maybe like within an hour or so.
Ooh. What do you say?
It should be my pleasure.
Okay then. Okay then. Now, cut from that. Chris, how you feeling, babes? I'm so sorry.
Clearly, he's not speaking to anybody. He's trying to like keep composure and trying to keep his cards to his chest. And he's not speaking to anybody. He's not responding to anybody. Like if people talk to him and ask him, he'll give like a nod or shake his head yes or no. But he is unusually quiet.
The captain is still standing there, kind of just like lost. Everything happens so fast, and she's not the type of captain that likes to lose control of situations. She's very on top of shit, so everything happened. She was silent for a moment, like mouth agape, and like it didn't register that Zerynn had to have taken charge, and she just kind of snaps back out of it and just like once everything has finished, like has reached its head and stopped. She's okay. Everyone back to work. I don't know what that was, but that is unacceptable. And like she's also visibly upset, but like she's more confused than anything because she was just talking about how like pleasantries with you guys. So it's like she's kind of confused of like what the fuck just happened.
So here's the thing: this man's a noble, right? This man is a noble, correct?
Yes.
So one would assume that he is very well known on the ship, saying, because after all, Ali did say that he did treat his maid pretty harshly. So that means that maid and a bunch of other people around him should know who he is.
The maid definitely would.
So, if that's the case, then,
You see a young teenage girl in like a very like dirty apron. And like she looks kind of like rough. Like she hasn't eaten. But yeah, she's kind of just like standing like kind of impishly towards the edge of the ship. Like she's scared because like what just happened was kind of scary.
How far off the edge of the ship is she?
She's just on the other side. You could walk to her.
No, I mean, is she dangerously off the rails as if she will fall off?
No.
Okay. Is there a reason why she catches like our attention though, or my attention at least?
The way I pictured it is that Zerynn cast the spell because she noticed that the noble had treated his servant horribly. I feel like everyone kind of knew that, I feel like within the last few days, you've taken notice of the servant and would have known that she was being abused by her. No,
Does she have like any bruises on her?
not visible. But she does look like she's being neglected. Um,
Do
bruises,
I have any food? Oh,
Oh.
sorry. My bad.
bruises or anything like that, you wouldn't see. Um, but she looks kind of gloomy when she walks around. You technically haven't seen altercations with her and the noble often. Not much at all, really. At all, really. You get inklings that this person is treating them badly. That's just a general vibe that everyone has about this man. Um, he's not one of the most pleasant people on the ship. Um, traveling with you guys, and you've been on the ship for like about almost 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks.
Do I have any food on my person?
I would imagine you have rations, yes.
Do I see like any like? So I was assume. So like, is there like any gourmet food kind of like near where he was sitting?
He wasn't sitting on a level. There's more like tables and stuff like that. Up top, there's not really like chairs and stuff like that on top. So like like more like people if people left around food, it would be like down below deck. But that being said, I could say that like I can see and picture that there's like a barrel of bread that she probably wouldn't have had access to.
I just kind of I grab like a couple loaves of bread and I guess kind of make my way over to her.
Okay. Um, she sees you approach. She doesn't have any type of like noticeable reaction. She just her eyes follow you as you approach, and you see her eyes following you.
How young does she look?
She's 15. She looks 15. 14.
Oh, she's a little girl then. Okay.
Mhm.
I kind of just like kneel down near her and I just kind of, I just kind of give her a friendly smile and I just kind of like, reach out and offer her a piece of bread.
And she says, her eyes widen a little bit, and she says, "Oh, thank you."
I kind of like look at her in a second and I just say, "Excuse me, child. Uh, would you happen to know who that man is?"
As Let me roll a couple things. Okay. Oh, so she looks to you and says, I got a nat 20 and a nat 1. Um, she, I rolled twice for something. She says, is he going to be okay?"
I kind of turn around and I just kind of look at her and I just say, we will see, my child." As I kind of like reach out, like I kind of reach out my arm, kind of gesturing, kind of like looking at her arm, just to kind of give it to me. Like I do, but like I do in like a very gentle manner though.
She allows her arm to be reached for.
I roll up her sleeve to see like for any cuts or like bruises.
Um, you don't see cuts. You see like small abrasions, small bruises. Like they're not like black and blue like big ass spots. They're like more like if you had like a pair like roughly pinch your skin and left a mark. That's the vibe you're getting.
You see, but for Anakwi though, it's like harming a child is still harming a child.
Hmm.
Like, whew. Let me see.
She
That kind of makes Anakwi's like like face twitch a little bit, and like you know the other guy is calling.
she said a couple things happen. She says, "I don't know what's wrong with him. She thinks she's very careful about how she responds to you. You get the as a kid, like you get the general vibe that she's guarded. So you know that she's guarding feelings right now in this moment. Um, she says that man has not been a nice person. And that's the extent of what you get from her in terms of how she feels. However, something else happens. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I do this with advantage because of my trait.
Go for it. Also, if you have traits that give you advantage on shit, make sure you use it. It's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 29.
Christ. Oh, okay.
Paladins are strong.
That's almost godlike. So there was a moment when she said that you thought about Zerynn and specifically Zerynn. You thought of specifically Zerynn, and for a split second, something in you told you, something in you sympathized with what Zerynn just did. There was a split second, but then it was like, no, like the way that you are and the order that you serve, like.
Can I DM you something real quick?
Sure. But essentially, that's what you feel. You feel you slightly sympathize for just a second, but like then it was just like no, like it's like one of those. It's like an intrusive thought that just happened, and you're just like, I'm better than that. I know better than that. Got you. Um, yes, and based on what you took, based on that notion, yes, that happens as well.
Yeah. Oh, did you read what else I sent you like right after?
It's specifically you hear like for that split second that you sympathize, you heard in that split second, microsecond even. I like this one, and that was it. So there's that. You're aware that this took place. I should specify you're aware that this took place. The girl kind of just like, well, I have to go.
Yeah.
The girl is like, I have to go now.
Wait, I just kind of like look and I just kind of say, "My child, what is your name?"
Amira.
All right, Marva, that's a very beautiful name. If anybody else tries to harm you, you look for me. My name is Hanakwi. Understood?
She doesn't say anything and she doesn't acknowledge. She doesn't look. She looks when you say that her eyes widened a little bit and she's not frightened, but she's also just like she doesn't say anything and she runs off. But like you personally, you feel as though that like as there's a seed building there, and I think you've implanted that you're safe for her to go to.
I kind of like walk. I kind of like walk away, but I kind of like make a mental note to like, keep an eye on her.
Mm-hmm. I'm a fast forward to late at night on this first day. Let me see what's time. Okay, I have a little bit of time. Fast forward a little to later in the day. It's late evening. Sun is just about to set. Things have calmed down. A scene I want to run before we get back into roleplay is someone coming down to check up on the man with Zerynn. Now, question is, would any of you would have volunteered to go check on the man based on what Hanakri has said? Any of you. It could be any of the play characters. Or if not, someone will come check down.
Is somebody else going with Zerynn to check on the man? I guess outside of the two people that are going, is other people coming, or is it just those two people?
I think the captain would definitely, but like the way that I'm feeling about the captain right now is that like she's more focused on making landfall. She's planning for that. So she's more focused on that. So like she would, but it would be probably at a later time. Probably when everyone's trying to sleep.
Kriv would go.
Okay. I'ma say you make it there first. You see Zerynn and depending on how many times you can cast that spell, Zerynn, do you keep that spell up after that hour?
Yeah. Well, once I know when the hour's about to be up, so I would cast a spell before, like right before, like the 2 minutes before the hour was up. I'm assuming they're going to be punctual.
Mm-hmm. So, Sarah, you come down and you see that effect is still up. That this man looks as he did before he got desecrated. And you see Zerynn just sitting there, just like Zerynn, you don't know what's going on. You don't know how Griff's feeling. You feel like you did. I'll do it this way. Roll a wisdom saving throw again for me. I should make you do this with a disadvantage, but I want this to be straight.
At 20.
You don't feel like you did anything wrong. You feel like you proved exactly what you needed to prove. You feel like you were very cocky, and you think it paid off in your favor. Now, Chris here.
Not just yet. Can I make a stealth check?
Oh, sure.
Okay. And I'm gonna use a luck point.
I'm fine with it. If you want to sneak into the room, sneak into the room.
Uh, 13 total.
Okay. I'd say that doesn't do it. What are you trying to sneak? Are you trying to sneak into the room?
Yeah, he was just trying to sneak into the room quietly so there wouldn't be anyone, like, here.
Let me see. So essentially, people do see you go off within the hour to go down to see, like just to go down. They don't particularly think anyone is not particularly thinking anything of it. You're saying that people don't care, but people do notice you. They just simply don't care.
Okay. So Kriv is going to enter the room. And he's going to... Well, he's going to walk past Zerynn. He's going to take out a knife and not, like, aggressively, but, like, stab the man in a spot where a normal person couldn't survive that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, slide the blade in slowly.
This is...
Ready.
Okay, so, you... Based on what you see, I'm not going to make you roll for this. It is as what you expected. That man is undead.
Yeah.
Is the captain still with us when this is happening?
No.
Okay, so we're in private.
This is like later in the day, and the captain's off still doing shit.
I'd say he slid it in like his jugular because no person could survive a knife to the jugular, especially an assassin's knife.
So, Sarah, based on how you feel, like with that fucking That 20 of a wisdom saving throw. What do you say to Crib? What do you do? What do you say? Like, you're feeling really good right now. You're feeling your pussy right now. You're feeling real pussy.
Did you see how well that went? See how powerful the book can be.
Riv, as he slides a knife in, as you say that, he like gives it a twist. And he's gonna turn to you and say, "Do you want me to die?
No, of course not.
Are you fucking sure about that? Because your actions don't prove that you want me to live."
That's the whole purpose. We have a super powerful book now that gives me the ability to do spells like I just did. I just literally turned a man into a zombie.
Oh, and the book. That brings me to my second question. Do I look like a dog to you? Or a fool? Or a beggar? Or an imbecile? Do I look like these things to you?
What in Brainora do you mean?
I must look like an idiot to you. Because an idiot wouldn't notice your eyes getting darker. Wouldn't notice your tongue is forking. Wouldn't notice your skin getting cold. I deal in the business of death, Zerynn.
Right when you say that, Sarah, give me another wisdom saving throw.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, no. This is fair. This is your friend that you're talking to. So straight. Roll that straight.
I don't like it. I don't like this.
I got a 10.
Was that 6?
So, as he says that to you, Zerynn, I think your cockiness kind of like is shooken a bit. You're taking in what he's saying to you, and the thought about your appearance has not come up. You haven't thought about your appearance in a while, so it's weird that he's bringing this. It's weird that he's bringing this up to you when it's normally not a concern for you. It's a question of why is he talking about my appearance in this moment? Not in the sense of like he's trying to talk bad about you. He's like you're genuinely curious. Like this seems off topic, and then you think back and think, I really haven't had a good look at myself. And that's where that thought trails as you listen back into what he's saying to you. You have the thought like I really haven't taken a good look at myself right now in a while. What could he be referring to?
So I would look in like a mirror, be in the cabin.
Do you want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. There's like a used mirror that's been like cracked at the edge. It's square-ish, but it's cracked at
So
the
I would
edge.
I'd look at my appearance and appraise it, and look back to Kriv.
With what you see, you see because you failed. You see what he's talking about, and you're creeped out by yourself right now.
Mm-hmm. Sacrifices must be made sometimes for the control of power.
That was no sacrifice. What you did before that book ended up in your possession, that which all of your actions that you've done was skill. What you did on the deck today was reckless and it was demonic. I deal in death. I've seen how black people's hearts and souls could be. And that shit that you pulled up there was evil. What I do for business. What you did for pleasure. And if you continue to act like that, you become a liability to me. And I have no liabilities. This isn't a discussion. This is what's going to happen. When we reach the next continent, you are going to get rid of that book. And if you try to get one over me, you will not wake up. I will treat you just as I have treated my other clients.
So,
No one escapes me.
So here's what I'm gonna say: roll intimidation with advantage.
Yep. That
Do you want to roll
was
something as well?
yo, Crib, that was fire, bro.
Yeah, that was great.
That was amazing.
Do I roll anything back?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, I'm really thinking it's the same in this situation. I think you can only roll something back, but I think it's like in that one.
Right.
I'm gonna burn my what?
Like because I've done it before. I've said like we'll contest that roll, but like
But I didn't know if I need to do like a saving roll or something.
I'm gonna say this: that was such a performance. I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it at all.
My max is 16.
That was so good. That was so good. That passes for me. That passes for me.
Hey guys, can you hear me? All right, awesome. I just got onto my PC.
Got you. That was so perfect. That passes for me, quite honestly. So like, Zerynn, you hear the tone, you hear the tonality, you hear the forcefulness, you hear the level of which he is speaking. And when I tell you, you're struck in with such a fear about your mortality based on what he just said to you that like the book's hold on you has been like shaken for a while.
Oh.
Like you're not feeling influence of the book at this moment, but you don't know if that's permanent or not.
Yeah, you got her scared straight, bro.
Like that cockiness you felt, that assuredness that you felt with the book is gone for this moment. In ways, there's a wave of remorsefulness coming over you. How you displayed it's up to you.
I have reason to believe that this book and I are inextricably linked together now. Separating myself from it may be much more difficult than you can imagine. However, I can promise to be more careful and to use it more responsibly.
And Crib is gonna kind of chuckle, and he's gonna be like, "There is no responsibility when it comes to things like that. It's not your skills that I lack. That it's not my faith in you that I lack. It's that hold of what that grimoire has in its pages that concerns me. I understand removing the hold that that book has on you will not be easy, but you and it cannot continue to be together in a future that has me in it.
Understood.
This isn't a recommendation, Zerynn. This is a what's going to be. We will figure something out. Or I will figure something out.
Understood.
You pick. And then Crib is going to take his knife out of the neck and start walking out.
Cool. And with that, like, Zerynn, you're left to your own devices. Give me 1 second because I'm doing something. But yeah, Jesus Christ, Crib.
Yeah, that was an amazing performance.
Hey,
Crib, the way I role play him, Crib he's a bastard. He's a killer. But for him, murder has always been a part of his job. What happened on the deck, he was like, "Whoa, that goes beyond business. That was evil."
That scene was on the same level, if not greater, than the lashing, the verbal lashing she got from her own mother.
Yes. Yes. So,
The whole world felt that one.
oof. Oof. So, I'm going to say, with that in mind, Queer, if you have the information, people are looking to you to see, hey, like, because they saw you go down. They say, hey, is that man okay?
Are these
Wait.
regular civilians?
Like, yes, like the workers, like various workers are asking you. A couple people who are just on board is asking you. The captain doesn't particularly ask you, but like, she notices people are asking you questions about what you saw down there, because she is kind of concerned as well. She's just been busy, so like she's ear hustling right now, and you notice that. Like, is the man gonna be okay?
He's
Like-
going to be okay. He's just fallen ill.
Would that be deception, or would that be like?
I don't think in this situation, not necessarily. No, I think
Okay.
I think that's reasonable to believe. Um,
Well, I feel like that it's kind of a half lie because he said that he's fallen ill, which is kind of the truth, but he's not going to be okay because he's dead. So I feel like he can make a deception check with advantage.
I do have a question. Did Kriv just kill the zombie?
No.
No.
I didn't
Okay.
step. Like, pretty much, he just wanted to. He knew that guy had died, and that he came back. He just put the knife in his jugular because an undead, like, I would have to like really kill it. He just
Well,
like inserted the thing to prove that it's
I
not
mean,
alive.
Okay.
if you're sticking
Just
a
wanted
knife
to know.
to its neck, I would assume you'd still have to roll for damage,
Okay.
which is a D4 plus your proficiency, plus your dexterity modifier.
so I guess the question, it's weird because it's undead, but I guess the question would be: are you trying to do? Oh, that's weird. Are you trying to
You
do
see,
lethal? Are you trying to do lethal damage or not lethal damage?
You see, here's the thing. In terms of like incapacitation in D&D, you still do damage no matter what, because spells that do absolutely like that are supposed to do no damage at all, such as sleep, still do damage.
Technically, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so he would still have to. So even if it's not the intent to kill, there still could be a slip up where maybe, who knows, maybe he slipped and maybe he cut a bit too deep. There's always that possibility. That's why it's always good to roll for damage.
I don't agree. It's not my game, but I don't agree because if the amount of flesh that was lost would allow a blade to just kind of slip in there without doing any fucking damage, then it wouldn't do any damage.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. He specifically said though that he would like to strike it in a point that would kill any ordinary man. If you were to do that, that would be intent to kill.
If it was an ordinary man, but he knows it isn't.
Right. That is a good point as well.
It's up to the DM ultimately.
I still kind of ended up like no matter what, if you stick a dagger in something, it still does damage.
Then if I do damage, can I at least take the minimum? And my minimum would be 4. And I believe undead still survive with that.
A zombie has 22 hit points, dude. You'll be fine.
Yeah, like
That would be
let's-
the
let's-
barrier.
So if you're not meant to kill, then yeah, I would say the minimum damage would make sense. Yeah.
let's go with that.
Okay. Cool.
I like that. Let's go with that.
Yeah, 'cause I was
So
gonna
the
do
zombie has 18 hit points at this point now.
I was gonna do some bullshit. If you were gonna say yes, I would be like, oh well, then it's prone, so he would be doing it with advantage. Yeah.
So I was fixing the screen, so I lost my place. Where was I?
Oh, I need to bring up 2 things.
What's up?
One, you have to decide for a creature that hates me, like a certain type of creature that just like flat out hates me. It can't be humanoid, but the book says that like basically one of the traits that the random traits was that like I'm hated by a certain type of being, like with a passion, and they will show aggression towards me.
Got you. I will look that up during this and let you know in private. Where the fuck was I? Y'all just finished that conversation. They were asking Kriv about the man was gonna be okay. You said yes, he's just fallen ill.
Yep.
Where were we with that? Did you roll something for that?
No, I haven't rolled anything yet.
Roll the deception check with advantage.
Alright. 12.
Wait, what?
They are unsure about. They're unsure. They're unsure about your response, but they leave it alone.
Wait, you say 12
Yes.
with advantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
I rolled a 2.
I'm sorry, bro.
It is what it is.
So they're very uneasy about your response because it doesn't sound genuine, but they're not going to press you on it.
Okay.
They, because of your answer, they seem more on edge,
Okay.
and
So,
you notice that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. We cut from tonight. I say, well, point of clarification. Zerynn, what are you sleeping?
I have to sleep in the room with the zombie because I have to watch over it. So
Great,
no one's getting sleep tonight.
great. No one's gonna sleep. Yeah, you just don't know why. You just can't. You can't seem to fall asleep.
No bullshit. I will find a way, even if I have to be on my damn broom to do it.
Wait, so are you sleeping in the same room as the zombie, or are you watching it all night?
I'm sleeping in. Oh, I'm an elf, so I trance for like about 4 hours, and then I'm up.
So like, yeah, that happens. Y'all don't get a long rest.
Correction. I do. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my flying broom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go as far out as I can from the ship before I start feeling like, oh, I can actually start resting. And then I'm gonna strap myself to the broom so I don't fall off of it.
But
And
you
then I'm
wouldn't
gonna
know
go-
why you're. But you wouldn't know why.
I didn't say I would know why,
He would-
but I'm definitely going far enough out where I actually can feel like, oh, I'm feeling kind of tired now. I can actually possibly sleep. And then I will strap myself to the motherfucker, and it'll just go alongside of the ship.
Wait.
Hold on. There's,
I-
hold on, give me 1 second. The captain approaches you, like, before you did that, and it's like, what's the matter? You don't want to, like, come to my chambers? Like, you see,
I'm really tired, and for some reason I can't sleep. And if I don't sleep, I'm gonna be grumpy, and I don't want to be grumpy. So I'm gonna try and get some sleep on this here broom. Something on this ship is just not letting me sleep, and I don't know if it's on this ship or if it's following me. We'll find out one way or the other.
and she looks like this. She's like, okay, are you gonna be comfortable on the broom?
I can usually sleep anywhere, but I just, for whatever reason, I can't sleep here, and I don't know why. It's starting to irritate me.
She kind of rubs her face and her eyes a little bit too, realizing that she kind of hasn't slept either, and she's been kind of feeling restless. So she's like, I guess I kind of feel the same way. I kind of maybe it's stress. All right. But just to let you know, you're more than welcome to room with me.
Oh, okay, I'll be back later, but I have to test my theory. I'll be right back. Up and away, broom.
And that's yes. And
How far out do I have to? Is it the 300 feet I have to go out before I actually start feeling like, oh, okay, this is actually This is a good idea.
Yeah. I would say so, yes, because it is 300 feet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. And it is a 17 for the dexterity roll to tie myself to the damn broom so I don't fall off
Thank
of
you,
it.
because you knew I was going to ask for that. Yes, that you do just that.
Yep. And the broom will just fly alongside the ship at 300 feet out. And, that's it. I'll take my long rest.
Also, give me an animal handling check, just in case as well.
Okay.
See if he bumps into the seagulls.
If seagulls interrupt my sleep, they're getting nuked. That's all I'm saying. They're getting nuked. Let's see. Animal handling. All right. I got a 15 because it's 16 minus 1.
Okay, that's fine. They don't bother you, and you don't get shit on.
Oh, good.
That's essentially what's the check. You don't get bothered and you don't get shit on. But yeah, like that. Only one person is going to get the benefits of a long rest, and also Zerynn. The rest of you,
I went to extreme
Wait,
measures.
hold on. So, does Zerynn get the benefits of a long rest because she's an elf, or because she's older than the book?
because she's an elf, and I don't think the book affects.
And because
I don't think the
Can
book
I-
affects.
the book doesn't affect me, it affects other
Uh,
people around me.
Right.
Hold on. Can I give you something real quick?
Sure.
I think you would just fucking die if it affected you too.
Well, if you don't get a long rest within 24 hours, you have to make a Constitution save or take a point of fatigue.
Well, I feel like this. Any person that has like anything that allows them to technically sleep but not sleep, like trance or anything like that, you can use that. And like if
Well, no, it says long or short rest. Unless you want to make it just a long rest because you are the DM.
but that is
You can bend shit to your will. So like, if you want to be like, you can take a short rest but not a long rest. I think that would be a fair change that would allow them to still.
Here's how I'm thinking about it, right? I feel like mortal sleep is different than phase sleep. I feel like those two things are different. So I feel like I think
Oh my god! I just realized.
it feels like trance doesn't. To me, it feels like trance wouldn't be affected by this. So I feel like if you could trance, you could sleep, technically.
I just realized that Kriv gets a level of exhaustion. Damn, bro.
How? I'm
Wait, what?
confused.
Oh, but the thing I sent you though, like I'm good with that, right?
Yes.
Good.
Uh,
And actually, while I'm out that, I just have a quick question. So in my character sheet that I have right here, I have a couple spells that are kind of like third party. Would you allow that?
third party.
A third party is like paladin spell.
Like your homebrew.
Oh,
Yeah, as in essentially.
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's like it's deep magic. So it's like what Cobalt Press, I think it is, right?
Yeah, it's third party homebrew.
Do you allow Cobalt Press at your table?
well, I would allow for home spells, but I would just have to I would have to look at that. I don't think
Oh, sorry. My bad.
like. I would have to take a look at that.
Can I send you the spell, please?
Sure.
All right, thank you very much.
And in terms of like, what were you saying about Griff having what? A level of exhaustion? Like the level of exhaustion. What's that about?
Oh, wait, you don't know what level of exhaustion is?
No, I know what it is. I'm just like, why would he have it?
Oh, because like if you don't take a long rest, you get a level of exhaustion.
Oh,
within 24 hours. But the thing is that this was supposed to be like a 4-week long deal, and we're on the last 3 legs of it, which means we would all be dead.
mhm.
Literally everyone would die except her because at 6 levels of exhaustion, you're dead.
And she,
No, I've been doing the broom thing the other nights. I just didn't. This is
and right, we've talked about her doing the broom thing as well. So like, it was just assumed that that's what has been happening up until this point where she got the urge to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I was like, we'd all be dead by now.
Right.
I wouldn't have made it a week.
Nope.
Sending you the thing right now. I just got my character
Okay.
sheet out.
But
Sorry about this, by the way. I don't mean to like hold up the session or anything.
what was I saying? I was saying something. Yeah. Essentially, night falls. Whoever gets to sleep sleeps. And yeah, it's the next day. And let me do a couple rolls for something. Okay, I'm gonna have to read that after the session. Let me do a couple rolls for something.
Oh, I missed like 5 seconds of what just happened.
Oh, I need perception checks if you're on the top of the deck in the morning. Is anyone on top of the deck?
Need a perception check, you said?
Wait, hold on. Is this because of what I'm doing?
No. This is something completely
Okay.
unrelated.
But just in case, so can I still do this?
Perception check?
What? Yes, perception. Before, roll your perceptions, but Hanak,
Would I be getting a perception check being 300 feet away from the ship?
I'd say you can still do one. Let me see.
I got a 17.
I got a
Natural 19.
I got a 7 minus 1. See,
I got a 15.
Give me 1 second.
That's a cool little move you got there.
that's my epic. It's my epic fail dance.
On account of that, it doesn't seem too powerful and it's level 2. I'm gonna let you have that, so you can do that. You just let me know how you're using it right now.
So quick question. How far is Brock flying above the air?
Know what you
Like
say?
in the middle of the night.
Probably about 100 feet up.
Oh, okay, never mind. Can I cast this spell without detection? If I'm like, well, it doesn't say I have to see the target, so I could just like cast it through a wall or something. So like, okay, so question: do I know where Zerynn's sleeping?
Zerynn, would you have been inviting enough to tell your party members where you would have been sleeping or where you chose to sleep? Within these 3 weeks, do you feel anyone have seen you coming out of your room?
I know that Kriv would have known where it was. Brock might have. Most definitely wouldn't have told Haku just because my character doesn't like him. So I can't imagine myself just telling him.
Can I roll a perception check to see if maybe like I could have seen her coming out of her room?
Brock wouldn't know shit. I'm just gonna say that now. He wouldn't know a goddamn thing.
But could I possibly make a perception check to see if like perhaps I can like just to see if like maybe I would see her kind of like exiting her room
At any point,
at any point.
yeah, sure.
All right, thank you.
Brock is no thoughts, only vibes. That's Brock.
14. Does a 14 work? Big 14.
Zerynn, how
Mm-hmm.
do you have a level of stealth that you care about when like traversing your living quarters? Do you care?
I'm wearing boots that cause me to be quiet when I'm walking and give like added stealth
But
advantage.
would you have taken precaution? Because that doesn't stop someone from seeing you. Would you have taken precaution about like your whereabouts at all times, and whether it be from concern about people finding about the book, or whether it just be like you're just like very protective of your personal effects, or the space that you're in. How does your character feel when it comes to that?
I'm always cautious, I would say.
So I'm going to have you roll a stealth check.
Okay, let me read the. Would this be a stealth check that requires me being quiet and walking?
I would just assume that it should be like you kind of like trying to be unseen through the corridors, coming in and out. So I wouldn't really say it would be like anything about like walking.
Right. It would be that, or anyone you personally feel like you don't want to present too much information to.
Ooh,
I got an 11.
yeah, I got 14.
Okay, so yeah, you do catch her one night out of her room. Um,
Could I cast the spell like behind a wall?
if that spell allows it, yes, you would have an opportunity to do so.
All right. Guess she has to make a charisma saving throw.
Yes, give us a charisma saving throw, please.
With disadvantage, I'm guessing, because she's sleeping.
Oh, so you find out where she was sleeping, and then you would have cast it.
Yeah, so I would say it would be disadvantage because she's sleeping.
Uh, okay, yeah, no, that tracks with disadvantage.
Okay. I got a 15.
I think my spell save is 16. Let me double check.
I'm also trying to keep track of the time.
Hold on. It's charisma. Yep, it's a 16.
And what was yours? Zerynn?
Her save was a 15.
15. Oh, just barely.
So could you DM me? Because I don't want them to know what I did. So could you just DM me via?
Um. Uh, yes, I will. In fact, let me give you something.
All right, thank you. Because at this point, Hanaku's like, yeah, she tried to set me up. I don't trust her. And also, you suffer a -2 to all charisma checks for like I think the next day.
For the next day.
Yeah, I think that's what it says over there. Or I think it's only cast as a ritual though.
It says for the remainder of the day. Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna send you.
Actually,
Hmm?
okay, quick question. If I were to see, I don't want to do that because I don't. Okay, never mind. Let's do. Let's. I don't want to do that. Never mind. I don't
You
like. No. I was thinking about something else to do, but like I backed down. It's like I'll just do like the thing that I said before, like with you just DMing it to me.
Yeah, I'm DMing it to you right now.
Yeah, because I had the option to like make that stuff like go out like everyone could like everyone could know.
This is what I give you. And how you feel about it is how you feel it, how your character feels about that and knowing that. But that's what I give you. Now, back to what I was trying to like do because like I almost like forgot. Those perception checks. What were those numbers again? If you rolled them in the roll thing. I heard 17. I heard 14.
Yeah, I had a 17.
Out of 15.
15. Okay. Brock, you said you had like a 6 or something.
I had a 19.
Okay, 1 second.
Brock's usual observational skills.
Um. One second, because something's fun is about to happen. Ooh, that's decent. So for those who saw it, it would be by the way, the DC was 16. For those who saw it or like just like slightly failed, people who definitely saw it like something shift in the water, and the captain saw it and is alerting everyone. You were there when it happened. If you didn't see it or you just missed it, and Brock, in your case, you hear this is what you hear. You hear people yelling, but you don't know why. You hear the people. Well, can you hear 300 feet away? That's a good point of contention. I must just say you can. You hear people shouting commands. Everyone else who passed, you see something like big and slippery just go past the ship.
Oh,
Ew.
I
that's
instinctively
terrifying.
yell because I'm just waking up, and that's why I did so poorly. I instinctively yell, "Ah! Everybody get on the poop deck!"
Can I like so I got a 19, so I saw this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get up to the highest possible point of the ship?
You can do that if you like. Yeah. If that's what you intend to do, yes.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Shark, I forgot, but like, would you drown with chain mail, or is that only with plate mail?
Oh,
I think is that medium armor?
Yes. Yeah. Chainmail is medium armor.
I think. Let me double check, but I think it might be disadvantage on dexterity rolls. Let's see, that's heavy.
I think it's just stealth.
Think here for that. You do suffer like it's difficult terrain though, so your movement's cut in half.
Okay, no problem. Good enough. I go to the highest point.
Okay.
How high is the highest point of the ship, by the way?
I don't know much about ships. I'd say it's a big ship. If the ship is classified as like enormous,
Ooh, so that would probably be like at least 200 feet.
yeah.
200, 300 feet, yeah.
Well, lengthwise, maybe not height.
How
Again,
long? Yeah, how high do you think it would be?
probably 30 feet.
Oh, that's nothing. Okay. In that case, while I'm up there, I want to rig over to Brock and I'll be like, Brock! I want to wave my arms in the air, yelling at him.
So
You basically see him strapped to a broom that's flying, and his arms are just kind of dangling on either side of the of the broom that he's like kind of pressed up against like this. Huh? What's going on?
I kind of yell at him. If you let me borrow your broom for 10 minutes, I will buy you all the drinks you could ever want for the next day.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all a question. This is a general question in meta. You want something challenging or something not so challenging in this moment?
I don't want something challenging.
Do y'all want to flex or do y'all want to just coast?
I'm down to flex. I'm always down to be challenged.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm trying to flex coat with like trying to do challenge.
Okay, okay.
Any chance that we can get rid of that book is fine. But I'm just kidding.
Yes. Yeah, the damn book.
Yeah, we.
Hanakri with that 19. Hanakri with that 19. I feel like you get a good look at this motherfucker. I feel like you saw when it just like broke surface and then break back into water. And I want you to give me a nature check with advantage.
All right. Ooh, thank you.
Actually, anyone who saw it. So anything from the last check, anyone who saw it can give me a nature check with advantage.
18.
18. You said. That
Yes, ma'am.
what you see is a dire anglerfish. Oh, you'll be mad. A dire anglerfish. This motherfucker's huge. It's a huge beast. It's a huge beast in classification.
Wait, so like before we start initiative though, can I get Brock's response?
Brock doesn't really respond. He just kind of is like groaning because he's waking up and like half-assedly trying to fight at the rope he tied himself to the broom with.
I want to scream at him as loud as I can. Can I roll to like see if I could I can make him hear me?
So yes. Also, as this is happening, I need another perception check from y'all.
Okay.
From everyone.
Perception, you said?
Uh-huh. I'll even roll for the captain.
Ooh, I got a 10 this time.
The captain got an 11. They don't see shit.
Ooh, I also got a 10.
17.
Got an 11.
So Zerynn, you're the only one who sees like they look like tentacles around the ship.
Oh.
Not tentacles. They're not tentacles, but they look something akin to them. But at the ends of it, they have like this bulb on it. And they're like it's like almost fairy like fairy lights like dancing lights. So
No.
that's what you see at this current moment. It appears to be like it appears to be like floating lanterns in a sense. Now, you disclosing that is up to you.
Oh yeah, I would point them out. I was like, does anybody else see the lights?
But yeah, I need y'all to roll initiative. And that's where we end the session.
Oh shit.
Oh, we can't fight this thing this session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us today for TTRPGBarbie and Tales of Brainora. Wild. That's all I can say. Wild.
Yeah. Session.
Intense. Whew.
I got a 6.
And whatever you roll, make sure you put down in OC chat or in character chat, whichever one, so I can keep track for next session.
15.
What do you add up to your initiative to get that?
Dexterity
It's
modifier.
Dexterity.
Yeah,
Okay.
D20 plus Dex.
Okay. So yeah, it's just.
I will say, because of the amount that happened today and because of the way
Oh.
everyone handled everything today, I'm cautious about it, but I'm gonna let y'all get a milestone.
Ooh.
So we're level 8 now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Ooh, this is when I get my really overpowered shit.
I
You will roll the day you invited a paladin to your table.
solely for the fact that everyone performed a level of shenanigans that I wanted, and then also I'm so proud of how everyone because this is something that we encounter with live plays. If you watch live plays on YouTube, there will be tense moments, and those live players know how to navigate in those moments. I'm so proud of how y'all navigated all the tense shit, like all the shit that happened this session. So thank you, and I want to see more of that because I think I was just talking with someone and they know who they are. Like those conflicts, I'm not opposed to having them. I think they give for amazing storytelling. But if we all like balance those interactions and then bringing ultimately the party back to what is supposed to be a party, I live. That doesn't mean like
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean like y'all interactions with each other always have to be happy, like best friends, like we share ales and drinks together. But it shows that like as a party, y'all have a consensus on what y'all all want together.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want to give y'all that moment to like really be proud of yourselves at that moment because like I appreciate that. That makes it easier for me because I'm doing something ambitious for even allowing it. So thank you. But yeah, y'all are level 8. Embrace that.
Bruh, I just realized something.
What's up?
What?
When when Ali got that nat 20 on that deception check, I deadass could have just canceled and said no.
Well, can't turn back to his time.
Wait, you could have canceled one and said no.
No, you remember when you said like that you deceived everyone that like the man was well, and that you were kind of trying to frame me for like for like
Oh yeah.
yeah, I had an ability called Emissary of Peace where I can like give off an aura where like anybody who shows any aggression toward me would just like kind of like see me as like a friend.
Gotcha.
Oh, so
Yeah, and
it would have played out. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you had like oh god, what is that spell called? That negates spells. I forgot what it's called. Jesus.
counterspell.
Counter spell. Yeah, I thought you had a counter spell.
Does
Oh, I
anybody
wish.
have what is the name of it?
Spell magic.
No, it's a specific spell.
What does it do?
I'm looking for the name of it now. Dispel evil.
Probably not.
I think I actually get access to that this level. I think I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna guide anyone's hands. I'm just saying if there's anything thematically that you
There's something thematically we can do with it, but I don't want to do it unless we have. There's a thing that the book. Basically, are we recording right now?
yes, so like I do want to like say thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all. Live for y'all. This is not professional. I'm gonna keep saying that till I'm blue in the face. This is not a professional show, but thank you for
Oh
sticking
no, we
with us.
suck at D&D.
But we having fun over here. I want to say we're gonna do out of the box in just a moment, and I'll have to have a discussion posted later this coming week. So thank you for watching TTRPG Barbie. I'm tongue tied. Good session. Make sure you subscribe to my Twitch channel if you like. Or like, just follow me. I don't even think I get subscriptions yet. I think I have to have some concurrent viewers or some shit like that. But like, follow me. And also follow me on YouTube, TTRPG Barbie. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hi.
Ooh, Jesus.